aggressively trialing against Finn and expect to get kills. Like, Warcry is such a strong defensive ability. Maybe.
On the TNC side, so.
Depends on DK's overall HP, I guess. Like, even if he's under tower, if he's full HP, he kind of just walks it off.
Alright, well, Cuckoo with the good luck. Both of these teams definitely want this win. They want to make it to yet another major. There's those sweet qualifying points on the line. Of course, this isn't the game to qualify. You got to win this game and then still win the grand finals against either Execration or Clutch. But I would say that whichever team wins out of
finals,
whichever team wins out of these two will probably end up winning that final as well, more than likely. So, or they're the favorite going into it. Oh, this is a big look at the smoke movement from FNATIC. This is everybody. Who are they going to find? It will be 1437. He is going to get stunned up. No way for him to really escape. Who are they going to give the first blood to is the question, and it will end up being Universe who grabs it. All right. Nice for him. Raven, all he can do is just stand there and watch. I don't think he even moved. He just like probably moved his camera over, saw that 1437 was dead, and stayed exactly on his spot.
I thought we were gonna get a game without pause.
Psych. Is that how you know that Envy is level 1 smoke yanking you? He does it if FNATIC don't pause the game.
Oh my god.
It's like the PPD, like the 2 lines for good luck, have fun. you're smoking. That was a great moment against you're playing against Mason, I think. Oh, the mind games, Lumi. The mind games.
Do you think when Cloud9 went up against Vici Gaming at TI, did they pause the game before they smoked to Roche and then lost that best of 3 series?
I don't remember. Are you allowed to pause the game right at the beginning at TI? I feel like it doesn't happen very often.
I'm sure
probably not.
Reason be like, my chair.
Yeah, my chair is the wrong height. Like, no, and you just the lever, dude, just the lever. But again, FNATIC with this show the actual offlaner and then use the melee support to steal the wave. That's pretty interesting. It seems to, it's been working pretty well. I don't know what the counterplay really is, because it could be either of them that's actually going for the wave steal. So if you go and wait for Pi, I'm sure if you were staring at Pi, then Universe would actually just do it himself. Got some damage on Tim's. He won't be able to get the stun off. Does get lifted back up. Nicely done by DJ. Sam H just laying down mad sticky stacks. Hardly anybody has any CS just yet. There's enfeebles and harassment and wave pulls, so everybody's struggling somewhat. But I like this decision to put a lot of pressure on the Sven early on with the Nyx Assassin and the Bat Rider. I mean, it's kind of what FNATIC are doing with the Night Stalker in the offlane, but he's opting to steal the wave instead of actually pressuring. Abed manning up 2v1 on mid lane. As manly as he can be against the people. Oh, was that Glyph to stop him getting the last hit?
I mean, that's the way to go. I'm surprised that people don't do it more frequently, because you generally don't need Glyph until much later. Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, I bet even pushing it in under the tower a little bit more. This is a triple range creep. How many of these can Cuckoo actually get? Set him up 1437. There you go. Oh, which one will we choose? No, they messed it up. He could have gotten the one that was already damaged, but he wanted the guaranteed. Oh, it turned out it wasn't guaranteed because 1437 did not alley-oop him.
That should help.
Okay, Nyx Assassin is actually the one farming up here, or he has been. Tim's getting 6 CS, going to be able to pick up some boots pretty quickly. Sam H, interesting build, point in the flame break early on. No Firefly just yet. What do you make of this? I guess it's maybe to help set up with the Nyx Assassin. It's actually decent damage, but let's see. How's his bottom lane going? Raven's still getting some farm. Universe 5 and 4. Raven 7 and 6. So the lane pulling maybe not having the completely anticipated outcome. If somebody was down here, Raven would have already slammed Pylai Die into the tower, but unfortunately for him, everybody is showing on lanes and they're just running 2-2-1. So poor old left to fend for himself. Ooh.
I feel that.
Ooh,
Oh, that was
lagging.
yeah, that was a big lag. I feel that even if you have somebody there to toss Pilot Die back, I mean, Night Stalker is such a tanky hero. 6 base armor, he's got boots, he's got Style Shield. He probably survives that. And you know, they're making a trade-off. It's like, okay, well, instead of giving Raven a better lane, they want to shut down Abed, which is fine.
It's not really happening though. Abed's still just muscling through everything. He's got his Soul Ring, he's got the 2 points in Breathe Fire.
Abed with 38 base damage is actually like out-CSing everyone.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Well, down bottom. Alright, they're going on Raven. 157's down here. Raven's got the toss. Looks like they should be our... Well, not our first blood. The kill was, that kill was on 157 earlier, but... TNC, we managed to find a nice little rotation. Right as 147 leaves to mid lane. Eternal Envy, does have 16 wand charges if they want to try and go on Tim's, but... He is just being such a nuisance. I mean, look at Envy. He's only got 5 CS. They don't have any way to protect this Sven's lane, really. I mean, they could bring Pi over soon. That might be what they do. Try and get a kill up there and start creating some space.
I imagine that's what exactly he'll do during the first Nightfall. If he takes both of these bounty, he hits level 3, and then he'll probably rotate up top now.
And there's not a TP just yet. Stops for the second point in the void.
Unless he would set up a kill here? I don't know.
He may have been scouted. There's actually a Radiant Obs just over here blocking out this camp, so... They probably know that he's down here. Raven's gonna spot him now. The creep wave's under the tower. Doesn't toss him all the way to the range creep. It's just gonna be a little bit of harassment. It's no kill. Doesn't even have enough mana for the avalanche, but... Alright, knowing that the Night Stalker is down there, Tim's moves forward a little bit more aggressively up top. DJ doing his best to zone him back with the Fade Bolt, but Tim still has Nyx regen, so he's gonna be A-okay. Mid lane, still pretty much a wash, but the Phantom Lancer, I mean, this is what you were talking about, right, Lumi, with the Dragon Knight, that you start to hit this point where he just wins the war of attrition against a lot of heroes, because he just out-sustains you. Cuckoo's gonna have to go.
Yeah, well, he's just brought us up, and
ooh, Raven dead. Universe, one more touch at bottom. 147, not able to keep him alive. And Universe able to just salve up and keep on going. Alright, Pi's patience down bottom works out.
This has got to be one of the most least effective Bane games I've seen. And it's not like 1437 is doing anything wrong. I just feel like FNATIC's playing around it very well. Like, Abed just says, okay, I'm going to last it under Feeble, no problem. And on the bottom side, they are... And the Bane Beam there is also not preventing any kills.
Alright. Universe, long toss back all the way underneath the tower. Can they kill him here? There's the avalanche. He's got the wand charges. Just gonna run for it. He's a very tanky boy. Toss the Bane, however. And that'll be the end of it. Alright, nicely done by TNC. Bane ran all the way forward, nightmared, ran all the way back to the tower. And still found that kill. Abed, level 6, has the Dragon Form pops. This is lining up with the Siege Creep push. Pylodai and DJ both rotating through. Cuckoo doing the same build again, only 1 point in the Spirit Lance. I think this build makes a little bit more sense against the Dragon Knight, where I don't think you can really harass him that much. Stun gonna miss. Tim's and 147 very keen to hold on to this tier 1 tower at mid if they can. Abed a bit too tanky to do anything about. Still has 10 wand charges in reserve. Alright, so an attempted push by FNATIC. They got some pretty worthwhile damage on the tower, and they forced the support rotations. Sam H is finding really nice levels and some pretty decent farm up top. Envy is still behind and working his way through the jungle to try and catch up. 3 points up in the cleave. There's a little mini stack here for him. He could stack it again. I think he may have gone too early. Nope. Alright, nice. Gets another round of pretty good creeps with the ogres. Should not doubt Eternal Envy's carry. Oh, Raven. Alright, there's the Ava. The toss is actually on cooldown. 147 with the Nightmare. Throws at the Enfeeble. Pylodai not gonna be able to do too much more. And only 40 more seconds of this first nighttime left.
Surprised that they gave top no attention at all. But I guess with Sven in the jungle, DJ could just soak. And they call it a day.
Well, they're looking for Abed here at mid. They don't have the lasso just yet. They're trying to run him down with the drum bat rider. Abed was sitting there faking the breathe fire for like 10 seconds against Tim's. And then I don't think he actually got the Carapace Reflect. Or maybe he did, but still not enough. Abed quite tanky on that Dragonite. Gonna take a pretty big investment to kill him. And I don't know if he's been stacking this with the breathe fire the whole time. Okay, he doesn't get it that time. So they are just setting up stacks for Envy to try and catch him back up into this game so they can kind of drag him along. What else is happening? Raven, only 24 CS. Still working his way towards his initial couple of items. Not clear at all what the build is going to be for the Tiny. It does look like the Phantom Lancer might be going for the... Well, I don't know if he's actually going to go for the Battle Fury this game. It feels like Fnatic's heroes are actually very susceptible to the Diffusal Blade Mana Burn, right? If you can Mana Burn out the Brewmaster before he gets his ultimate off, that's very scary. So I'd like to see the Diffu, but last two games it's been Battle Furyville, so...
I think it's pretty hard to actually get so many illusion attacking the PL, or not the PL, the Brewmaster, unless he's stunned. But if he's stunned, he's probably just dead too, right?
Probably. I guess maybe they already have Mana Burn covered on Tim's. He's been spamming it like a madman, just making life a bit more difficult. They're gonna get a Nightmare up on the Dragonite. They've already got 3 stacks here, but there's a bunch of TPs. Stun only onto one. Sandwich committing pretty hard, but there's mass stuns to try and burst him down. DJ also completes his TP, gets the lift back, and now Abed not stuck up nearly enough. Still has all those wand charges. Fnatic just TP'd literally every hero to mid lane. They're gonna pop the Primal Split. They're looking for this Nyx Assassin kill, waiting for the boulder to cool down, bring him back down into the silence. And Tim's will end up dying. Maybe just an overextension from TNC there. Or maybe they were not anticipating that there could be that many TPs to come and defend. But Abed gets to use the ultimate to pretty much take out this tier 1 at mid. 147 manages to hold on to it a little bit longer, but that damage is still adding up. And now we got the drum for Abed, looking like the same kind of build as last game, at least so far. Interesting to me that he opts for the drum before picking up power treads. I feel like my intuition on the situation would be that, you can use the... Oh, High's dead. That you could just use the power treads to stretch your soul ring, right? But I guess the drum is just such a value item. He just used the Dragon Tail to get a CS. Did you see that?
Yeah, man, that's 25 damage.
Yeah.
How do you think he's been CSing out there?
This whole time, it's just been the Dragon Tail. He's got the Arcane
CSing
Rune.
with Dragon Tail, yeah.
No. Yeah, we don't actually think that. There's no flame. Brewmaster doing pretty well on the farm. 1,500 gold towards his blink.
I mean, that's one of
the universe's strength. Like, he is such a stable player. You throw him in lane, especially in a decent lane, he is gonna get farm.
Alright, no sign of the Phantom Lancer's build just yet. I don't know if the last 2 times they actually, if Kukur and Raven got all the little items, like when they were leading up to the Battle Fury, or...
Yes, it's
they did?
Phase Boots, Aquila, no drums. Was there drums? I don't remember there being drums. And then go
no.
Battle Fury. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, we're just holding onto this tower with the haze. Tim's has spotted Envy over in the trees. He's actually farming relatively low. They need to land the stun. Kuku rushing over. The land's not doing that much damage, but the mana burn finishes him off. Abed arrives now with a TP. DJ as well. Looks like they were smoked elsewhere. Pylai Dai was actually trying for some kind of a wraparound. They try and push him down onto the low ground, but he's going to be fine, escaping with the Hunter in the night. And Fnatic now looking for a little bit of a turnaround. They do have that Primal Split ready to go once again. They actually spot the Phantom Lancer, going to silence him up, and no escape whatsoever for Kuku. He's just dead. Alright, the smoke still connects. Not quite in the way that they were expecting it to, but definitely the kill that they were hoping for.
Now Tim's hunting in the mid lane. DJ could be a fairly easy kill, but looks like they're going to go for 1437. Was it a bait? I can't even get the initiation.
Envy Sven has a double damage. Wanted to try and come and do something, but looks like instead This is probably a good opportunity to use this to just take the Ancients, right? Pop ulti and clean it up. Standing right on top of a Radiant Observer here. Tim's, what's he gonna go for? Tries to lob at the Sun Raven coming around the corner with the Avatos combination at the ready, but they have to be a little bit careful of this Brewmaster. Alright, Envy's just popping the ultimate for some farm, but now they get the Fiend's Grip out onto the Brew. Can they burst him down in time? They're holding onto their spells, the toss. He's dead before he hits the ground. On the other side, Rubik's managed to steal the grip, and he's got the Batrider trap inside of the neutral. Sam H is going to be brought down. They do manage to finally Nightmare up DJ. But that is the beauty of playing the Rubik against the Bane. No way for him to cover the Fiend's Grip really at all. And now Tim's. Looks like he might also get caught. Spiked Carapace is the steal. Get the lift back. Don't give him the opportunity to use the Carapace of his own. He does have the Vendetta. Does DJ have any detection? Nope, he's a greedy support. And Tim's just gonna make it out of there. Probably that buys a dust and puts it in his stash as a response. So, can they cancel this? Yes, they can. That Primal Split comes out just that little bit faster these days, and Raven gonna get silenced up and looks like just run down. Can they get this last hit to Envy? Would be nice if they could. He's actually got an Avalanche soon. Now they're gonna leave it to Universe to finish the kill. And Envy straight back to farming. Up top, they've actually managed to jump in onto DJ, and Cuckoo mows him down. He is, in fact, going for the Battle Fury build once again on his Phantom Lancer. Perseverance flying out. Have you become a fan of this build, Lumi, since watching these couple of games, or still trying to get a read on it?
I'm just wondering, like, if it's necessary, because I feel like the feasibility lets you fight your way into being ahead, but I guess this is much more consistent. You could jungle much better as well, which is, you know, PL could always jungle, but now he could do it the next level.
I feel like it's kind of looking at Doppelganger and being like, oh, well, this is kind of similar to Time Walk or Anti-Mage Blink, so why not just play like one of those heroes? Which goes against the conventional wisdom of max your nuke first. Ooh, Tim's is going to be able to spike Carapace on these creeps to easily set up on Envy, though Envy is actually suspicious. They got the dire scan. He realizes what's going on. Tim's still hunting him. They're going to cut for the shorter path. Tiny does actually have Blink to close the gap if they can just find this opportunity on Envy, but if he's standing right on top of the shrine, it's not going to be so easy. And yeah, Raven instead just clears up the wave a little bit, backs out. Got some DK illusions floating around. They do get a stun onto the Nyx Assassin now. Tim's in a bit of trouble. Pop the Spike Carapace. Can they stop him? No. TP out. Very nice.
DJ couldn't Fable?
Oh, yeah, maybe he could have. I mean, he got the steal off, which is slightly longer range, but maybe a bit of a mess up. He's just going for a drum. Hi, what's he got? Doesn't even have his space boots yet, so he is actually... I mean, he's ahead of the Rubik in terms of the net worth, but it does look like he's going to end up being the 5 once again. It's a decent game for a farmed Rubik. See what DJ can do. He's certainly a magician on his Shadow Shaman, but Rubik a little bit less consistent to have an impact on. But the ceiling is that much higher, right? In terms of if you get the right steals at the right times and the enemy team isn't expecting it, can easily win a fight. And he's still just using ultimates to farm, no big surprises. He's kind of playing like a Medusa, just farming the Tricamp stack, the Tricamp area. He knows that it's really safe over here. It's hard to go on him. The Nyx Assassin has been hunting him this entire time, so he's, I think, 100% right to be a little bit wary, but TNC haven't been able to find him. They probably feel like the Dragon Knight is too much of a commitment to kill, like he's 1900 HP, already working on his BKB.
The dangerous thing is that if you go for him on a tower, he survives long enough. And then
they found Envy. All right, there's the grip. Avatos. He can't dodge them forever, and TNC will finally find him. Oop.
Envy is just instructs it. He was like about in the middle in terms of net worth, but finally farmed his way back and then just straight up died.
Oh, Cuckoo, he's used the Doppelganger. He just needs to hide in amongst the illusions. They've got the wrong one. He's still just playing dumb, trying to run away with the fake one. And that will end up fooling FNATIC, but now DJ, can he escape? He's still holding onto the spiked carapace. He has his wand charges as well. Cuckoo just getting baited in a little bit further. They get the stun off, the doppel forward. DJ almost dead, gets stunned up, and now Raven arrives. Avatar's combo. They're still being wary of Universe with his ultimate ready to go. But alright, they're just going to end up getting the Rubik kill and then back themselves out. TNC. We've seen them translate very small leads into like really good map control, and they have opened up the map a little bit more now that they've taken out this bottom tier 1. Do you think that's just the kind of road that they're looking to take here? Ooh, 147 just barely getting the nightmare off. It looks like Pi should be able to cancel his TP, and he is going to end up dropping. Maybe he wishes that Universe had actually used the primal split. He's still running for it. Gonna try and throw out another Enfeeble before he dies, but down he goes.
Looks like we're gonna see a relatively same item build here from Universe. Goes BKB straight up. Although I don't think this is as good of a BKB game compared to the last one. Namely, both Bane and Batrider goes through it, so...
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they're just trying to hit that mass BKB timing, but yeah, you're right. What is it really protecting him from? The Nick stun, tiny combo. Cuckoo getting very low. Doppelganger's on cooldown for a little bit. Can they finish him off? Doppel away, needs to try and fake them out, but I don't think he's going to be able to. There's just way too many FNATIC heroes here, and he will end up being brought down. It's a primal split used for just the 1 kill. And let's see if FNATIC can segue this into anything else. Looks like
don't
maybe
forget
not.
That if you use the spell magic from your Storm Regent onto the PL, the weak ones just instantly die. And the ones you get from Doppelganger take a significant amount of damage, so you can quickly and easily tell which is the real hero.
Oh, action on mid. DJ gets a steal off onto the brain sap. It looks like Sam H might just be able to nuke him down here. No, the sap, and he didn't make it down onto the low ground. DJ's surviving. I mean, I don't think the brain sap even made that much of a difference, but Sam H using that. I think that was his blink reveal as well, and they didn't even get that kill. That's not a good look for TNC, as they also end up losing 1437 in the chaos. Abed now has his BKB. Envy has finished up his Echo Saber. Now queuing up a Blink, so still a couple of items. So still the Blink to go until he looked at the BKB, I guess. But a double damage for Abed. Looks like this might just be farming, though.
The problem with all of these early BKBs that we're seeing here from DK, from Brewmaster, is that the opportunity cost of getting these items is that you're forgoing a farm item. So if you go for the early BKB, you go for a base push, it doesn't work out. Not only are you down a couple of BKB charges, you're also down a bunch of gold that you would have gotten if you just like farm for, I don't know, a shadow play. We let you hit faster. So I've already expressed my concern about the all-in push, and I also don't think that BKB is as good of an item here compared to
last one, number 2. They want Abed. He's very tanky. He will be able to get the BKB off, or perhaps not. There's the Fiend Script coming in. DJ, what can he steal? The BKB does come out now, and Abed able to turn around a little bit. The Phantom Lancer, the Nightmare is there to save him. Can he get the Doppelganger off? He does! It dodges the stun. 1437 making some sick plays. They bait out FNATIC spells, and now they're able to disengage. They didn't get what they were hoping for, but still forcing the 10-second BKB charge on the Dragon Knight and having it not do anything while Cuckoo is able to just go right back to farming. I'm gonna call that a win for TNC any day of the week.
I don't disagree.
And with that, TNC might even be able to go make something else happen in a minute. They know that the God Strength is down. Still really waiting on Envy to kind of come on. He's still got such middling net worth, given that he's a Sven and his team has just been telling him to farm this whole time. Or maybe it's Envy telling his team, hey guys, I'm just farming. But either way, still behind the Tiny and the PL. But yeah, maybe that's the Battle Fury PL for you. Does have to go for a Manta this time around. There is the PL silence to deal with. So definitely important to have. How do you feel about like It's not even. I don't think it's even necessarily about the late game here, but my concern is that Fnatic don't necessarily have the tools to catch the TNC split push. And if they're running around the map trying to catch split pushers, oh, looks like they might have the PL dead to rights here. Primal Split's gonna get popped. The silence is wearing out pretty quickly. Breathe Fire comes in, and Universe will be able to mop him up. But I mean, TNC, they're like a Hydra. You know, you chop off one head. Meanwhile, Tiny is still just split pushing top, and everybody on Fnatic has to run over there. And they have to move as a group, otherwise the Nyx Assassin is going to be setting up kills. Though, hold that thought. Yeah, 157 dead, and the Nyx Assassin getting caught on top of a sentry. All right, well, never mind. They can apparently very effectively slay the split pushing Hydra that is TNC, or at least during nighttime. A lot of that being set up by Pi.
Surprised that we don't see the classic Roshan attempt especially after getting 2 heroes killed. I guess the respawn timer is pretty low, and now they're kind of stalking SamH.
Do they see him? Oh,
yes,
blink in, blink away. Nicely done. Got his 4 staff up as well. Pi looking towards the gem next. Raven blinking after him, but not nearly fast enough to catch that kill. And Fnatic will just pop the dragon form, and Abed takes out this bottom tier 1. They might even set their sights on the tier 2. Just look straight ahead and keep on pushing. I mean, there is a glyph, but what are TNC in a position to threaten? Raven is kind of threatening top, but still a little bit wary. Does he see the Night Stalker at mid? He does not. And Pi actually getting the silence on the right target here. It is going to be daytime in just a second. Dragon Knight TPing his way in. And Fnatic still holding on to this tier 1 tower at mid lane. They've actually done a really good job of keeping that map control for themselves. It's quite a close game overall.
Yeah. Although, I feel like every passing moment that goes on, I favor Fnatic less and less. So, they should kind of do something that end the game faster.
Smoke broken by Tims. He is going to get dusted, but he runs to the... Oh, he doesn't get dusted. Just missed. Runs to the north. Oh, that sucks. They just got the Blink Dagger picked up on Envy. They really wanted to go and get their Sven involved in the game for really the first time. I mean, he's been farming for like the last 24 minutes. But looks like still no dice. Tims, what's gonna happen? Oh, there's a gem on the Night Stalker. Pylai dies hot on his trail. And I don't know if Tims is gonna make it out. You will be able to pop the Spiked Carapace in just a little bit. Have they used all of their stuns? You're gonna try for the TP out? No, they've got the Envy stun, they've got the DJ stun. They're still fine. It buys a little bit of space, but still nice kill to get.
Man, I can't believe that it's 25 minutes of gameplay and both teams still have tier 1s up.
Yep. I mean, everybody has been farming a bunch. Yeah.
Is this what we signed up for?
Not really. I want another game like Game 3 of TNC versus Geek Fam. That was... I mean, we could still get there. We still got time, but so far it's a little bit of a snooze fest. All right, tier 1 finally brought down. Raven with the toss ends its life, puts it out of its misery. Abed is just going for an AC. Still, they're playing kind of team-oriented. Universe is going to be going for a Lincoln. I don't even know if this is so much for him. Though it is actually quite important that I guess he has it. It doesn't block the Nyx stun, right? So it's mostly just a lasso and the grip. They're going to drag the Dragon Knight back into that Fiend's grip. Can they burst him down? Looks like they should be able to. Eternal Envy right-clicking into Raven, but he's not actually doing that much damage. Now the Spike Carapace reflect onto the cleave. Tim's just setting him up to get bursted down. Abed fought back into this fight. Can they actually find the Phantom Lancer? He's got the Doppel. As soon as he gets out of the stun, Cuckoo just running for the hills. Pi, DJ, and Abed all hot on his trail, along with the Fire Panda. Looks like those last couple of auto attacks will finish it, but big investment from Fnatic just to come back and grab that secondary kill. What can they actually get done with just the Dragon Knight and the Panda? Well, looks like push out lanes a little bit, but TNC once again on the split push path. SamH cutting waves, Raven clearing out bottom. Fnatic gonna try and use this as an opportunity to apply some pressure in the Radiant jungle. And Pylai does actually see Tims. Yeah, he's after him. Tims makes it into the fog. Gonna try for the TP out. Alright, Pi a little bit, I guess I want to say trigger happy on the Void, but if he hadn't voided, then nobody would have been able to get close either. So, looks like Tims was A-okay.
Yep. Highlight Dive, by the way, has a gem in his inventory, looking to get some D-Ward, and look at what he's queuing up as well. BKB next. I guess they were really loving their BKB timing push.
Yeah, it seems to be the idea. Alright, TNC with a smoke. I don't know if this was scouted by this dire obs. Looks like maybe not, judging by the fact that Envy's still just sitting here farming. Blink coming off cooldown in 3, 2, 1. No, he gets lassoed at the very last second. Straight back into the Fiend script. They're wasting no time at all. The Sven very quickly dealt with, and that is one of the problems with the Sven this game. He doesn't play very well against the lasso and the Fiend script. And TNC, even though he's caught back up a little bit in terms of farm, I mean, this is not where you want to be as a Sven, right? You want to be top of the net worth. But even though he's caught back up, TNC are still just kicking him right back into the dumpster every single time. And now into the pit they go. Sam H, no lasso. Tim scouting a little bit. Universe going to jump in. Does manage to get the primal split off. Raven being controlled. Abe with the BKB, right-clicking away. He does manage to make it a little bit further back into the pit. He will not be able to escape the Invis rune. Not helpful at all against the gem. Cuckoo also diving into the back lines. He finishes off DJ. TNC now taking this high ground for themselves. 1437 going to lay down with the Enfeebles. Abed outside of his BKB now. Can be controlled. It is actually being burned down a little bit by the Firefly. They just muscle through him. Cuckoo, too much damage. There's no diffusal blade, but he doesn't even need it. Just right-clicks through. And with that, it ends up being a 2-for-2 overall trade. We do not have any other buybacks being expended. They will be able to force them away from the Roshan pit. And Pi getting another couple of D-wards. The map is getting very dark for TNC, but still winning these fights.
Yep. Oh.
Envy pops the ult, jumps in, they get the silence onto the Bane. 1437 gets popped. Alright, yeah, this doesn't look like it's actually gonna be Universe's Linken's. It's Envy's Linken's. And Envy gonna be going for a BKB. I mean, they do still have quite a few ways to pop the Lincoln Sphere, so Universe is gonna have to be really on point with how he uses it. I'm a little bit surprised to see the Lincolns instead of maybe a Lotus, but accomplishes kind of the same thing, I suppose. For protecting Sven from grip and lasso.
Sure.
I mean, this is a little bit better against lasso, but same difference against grip. But I guess the uptime is another factor, right? Just keep it on the Sven at all times, at least force one spell to pop it. Phantom Lancer, what's he got? He's going for a Linken's as well. I mean, if he doesn't get silenced by the Night Stalker, we've already seen that it is insanely difficult to bring him down. So if this also removes the Sven stun or the Dragon Tail from the equation, then that's going to be pretty scary. And FNATIC, I mean, they're hanging around Roshan, but is this a good Roshan decision? They pop the God Strength, it's dropping relatively quickly. There is going to be a Phantom Lancer illusion scouting it out in just a second. They know that it's below half HP. Tim's going to come scurrying over. He does have the Force Staff, he can go into the pit. Highlight Die going to do his best to run interference, and they get the lift up onto the Batright of the Nightmare. Might be enough to save him. He gets the Force Staff up onto the high ground. Eternal Envy finishing off the Roshan at the same time. He grabs it. 1437 getting chased down by the Pandas. On the other side of this fight, he gets tossed up as well by the Boulder. They get the lasso onto the Night Stalker trying to burn Pylai Die down, but he's just so tanky, they're forced to commit the grip. They toss Envy into the midst of this fight as they also jump in with Raven. Envy trying to run away with the Aegis. He doesn't have the God Strength anymore. Abed is the big damage dealer that's left. Cuckoo still surviving. Great stun from the high ground by Tims, and now they've got the gem secured. Envy's going to be coming back soon, but does it really matter? Blink away, but it's straight into the waiting arms of Tims. Nice Carapace reflect on that stun, and FNATIC choosing to chase after this fight after the God Strength is used turns out to be a disastrous decision, and TNC will mop them up even with the Aegis. The PL is just doing so much damage. Like, the fact that he can just stand there and kind of right-click is working wonders. Like, it's a pretty defensive build, but he's just right-clicking.
I mean, the Battle Fury has a ton of right click in it, so.
Yeah. He's actually doing... I think his main hero is just doing a ton of damage, and everything else is kind of a distraction. Like you were saying, it's the stat growth as well. It's gotten him to a really high level really quickly. He's already level 24.
Yep. And once he gets to 25, getting the crit talent for himself and the Legions is gonna make him crit even more.
Yeah. I feel like I need to watch him in these fights to see if he's like abusing the Phantom Rush in a particular way or something to get all the damage that he's getting out, because something is going on. People are melting, and maybe it is just the build and the fact that he has so many items. Like maybe my expectations for PL at this point of the game are like Diffumanta, but he's actually got another item on top of that courtesy of the Battle Fury. So
yep.
I hope I don't see this in my pubs, but it seems to be working for Cuckoo. He knows what he's doing, that's for sure. Like, I'm sure in my pub, somebody would use the Doppel to try and blink into a camp and then farm, and now they don't have the Doppelganger to escape, so they get stunned and just die and just chain feed. That sounds about right. For now, TNC getting carried on the back of Cuckoo. I mean, not to mention Raven as well. We've seen some pretty slick tosses in these fights, putting the Sven out of position. That was probably the best thing that TNC did in that fight, is that they managed to kite it. Whoop, that's not the button I don't want. No, not that. Whoops. That one. They managed to drag it back over towards the secret shop. And from there, it was just so difficult for the Dragon Knight to kind of push up the hill and keep doing damage, and the Sven was also getting kited. Sven's got his BKB now, 10-second charge, ready to go, but still have to be wary of the Fiend's Grip and the Lasso. TNC now with a heart on Tiny, oh my god. Raven is actually huge. They're gonna force out the Glyph, Envy just waiting over in the trees.
Batrider's got to be very careful initiating. If he jumps in and gets immediately telekinesis or silence, then he could just die. Of course,
he's got BKB.
Yeah, he can activate the BKB, but as we've seen from FNATIC, they can have the chain stun to burst somebody down.
They're smoking up. Dire scan, revealing that there are still some TNC heroes hanging around in the area. It's on the flat ground here. Who can they find? They're actually going to run straight in with the Nyx Assassin. Tim's gets blown up. Who can they escape with now? It's on top of the shrine. This is a dangerous place for TNC to fight. And looks like they are just going to leave the Tiny for dead. Everybody else going to go and scatter. Cuckoo will do his best to push out the lanes and hold on to this in the interim. And he almost has a butterfly. Oh my god. The PL's net worth is just scaling and scaling and scaling. Universe going to be going for a Shiva's up next. I guess what Sven needs an MKB after he sees the butterfly.
Yeah. I don't know if he has any way to combat that without the MKB.
Yeah. And what else? Pi is just going for an Axe.
Oh, lasso up top.
Got a lasso on the Sven, straight into the grip. There's nobody anywhere nearby. And those crits just rain down from Cuckoo. Sven dead for 70 seconds. Envy. I mean, he was just completely out on an island there. It was probably in the mindset of like, there's two dead. We're relatively safe. I can take some more dangerous farm. Unfortunately for him, all three of the remaining heroes were all waiting for him up top. Alright, FNATIC just farm stations for a little bit. Still have not been able to... Oh, they've actually deordered the entire map, right? There's not a single bit of radiant vision. So this gem has proved to be extremely useful. This is what TNC were hoping to do in the same kind of situation in the previous game, right? Pick up the gem and plunge the map into total darkness, be able to make some fairly chaotic plays. Did not work out for them, but it has worked out here somewhat for FNATIC, though Cuckoo is actually just going to go in and chop their tier 3 like it was nothing. And then head straight onto the rain track because Envy is still dead for 10 seconds and Batrider's now found. Highlight Die going to drag him back with that BKB. Raven working on the racks. The melee's already dead. Cuckoo just going to doppel himself a bit further back. The primal split going to work. What can it actually do? Cuckoo's just focusing on the pandas. He will have his Lincolns popped, and the lasso stolen by DJ. He goes in, he drags it back in, but PL is potentially just way too tanky. The right-click damage doing basically nothing. Envy jumps in now, but they've only found Tim's. They have to grab more. 1437 juking for dear life inside of the trees. Can he actually TP out? Ooh, just barely finished off. But FNATIC only claiming the 2 supports and losing almost an entire lane of frags. Man, nice steal by DJ, but unfortunately PL is so tanky. He's like not even that tanky. I guess FNATIC just don't have the damage without the Sven being able there to just stand and deliver. And with that, back to waiting, back to farming. Sven's got level 21, Dragon Knight level 24, opted for the Dragon's Blood regen armor. What else? DJ level 18, picking up some cast range at level 15. And Cuckoo, what is the next item going to be? He's got 4.5k gold. I mean, if he really wanted to, he could get a heart, but I don't really see too much incentive for that.
He got heart the last time, right?
Well, last time he got like SNY Scotty, and he was playing against the Doom. And then yeah, then he queued up the heart. This time around, Abyssal Blade. All right, I like this. It's even more tanky. Gives them another way to control heroes through BKB, which has been like the one thing that FNATIC have been trying to rely on, is the fact that their BKB cores are a little bit more difficult to control. As we've seen with the Fiend Script and the Lasso, it's not that they're completely uncontrollable, but that's going to make life even more difficult. TNC now just going to mop up the shrines, maybe wait around for the Roche, potential respawn in 5 seconds. Don't know when that's actually going to be popping back up. But it's, yeah, FNATIC with their backs up against the wall. I mean, they've been in this situation before, and I think it is still plausible for them to win this game with a huge Sven, but it's so disheartening to see Sven hit his first 3 items, like the Mask of Madness, Echo Saber, Blink Dagger, and then have to go back into a BKB Lincoln Sphere just so that he can feel like he can hit anybody. And Sven doesn't actually scale that crazy well into the late game. You're very much a hero that's designed around, you blink in, you one-shot something so that that hero doesn't get off any spells whatsoever. And then after that, you probably get kited somewhat. So it's really important that you get that first hit, that first hammer blow is huge. Though not so easy against this TNC side. Another smoke from FNATIC. They do have the Aghanim Scepter on the Night Stalker. They see everything. They're going to spot Tim's in the river. Do they choose to burst in? They're going to get the lift up, preventing the spiked Carapace. Once again, Tim's hits the floor. Cuckoo running around in invis. Does need to be careful. Doppel's a little bit further away. Sends the illusions back. Sam H takes to the skies. Ready to jump in. Envy still holding on to that ultimate button. And in fact, Roshan early respawn. I don't think either team has scouted this, but Pylai will come and find it as he makes his way over. Sam H also going to throw in a sticky. He knows what's going on. And at this point, it just becomes a game of posturing. Unfortunately, FNATIC do have to push out bottom lane since it's already been raxed. But Envy is already on his way over. And TNC with the slightly better control around Roshan, not only because of this bottom lane of Rax, but also because they've taken out the top shrine from the FNATIC side. So they are not really going to be able to get over there that easily to contest. And Cuckoo knows it. I think they're just going to let bottom lane push itself naturally. They deal with mid. They're going to smoke up as 4. And Cuckoo heads straight into the pit. Meanwhile, Sam H and 1437 going to maintain vision around here over on the high ground. They've been struggling to keep up wards, but it is at least daytime. Highlight Die going to have his ultimate up soon. The smoke breaks. Sam H still just running on the front, and he's going to get slowed down by the Dragon Form. Back jumps into the back line. He manages to find 147, but he gets knocked back. Avatar's combo. They've lost the Bane. Cuckoo's still in the midst of all of this. He picks up the cheese. Who's picked up the Aegis? It wasn't actually the PL.
Oh my god.
In the midst of all this. He's got the cheese. He's got the Abyssal Blade. He's going to try and work down Envy, but he's just getting cleaved. He needs to be careful. Nice stun from Tim's. Catches up to 2. That means Envy's coming back. The ultimate stun stolen from DJ. It catches on a 3. He manages to pop his Ghost Scepter. He's still running. The Primal Split now coming out. Raven is quite low. Can he finish this kill? The tree grab is not going to finish that one. And now the Brewmaster coming back out there working on Cuckoo, but Envy is just getting kited. Can't do enough damage against the Butterfly. Abed might be able to help him, however. Dragon Tail, not enough mana. He's actually been oomed, probably by the Nyx Assassin. In the midst of all of this, as Sam H with the sticky stacks will continue kiting. 4 stacks up on Envy. They will end up losing Tim's as Pylite that runs them down. And FNATIC just chasing for every kill that they can get at the stage. Cuckoo does have an Abyssal Blade back off cooldown. And FNATIC... I mean, if Cuckoo had actually picked up that Aegis, very different fight, but Envy with the presence of mind to realize that it had not been grabbed and just saunter in there and pick up the Aegis.
The fact that he got that was game-saving, because I felt like without it, they just lose that fight. And maybe...
Gotta be careful! There's only 3 of you here. Pylite on the front lines. He's also got the Lincoln, so they can't just Nightmare him. 1437 gonna tap the Shrine. Can they force tap him a little bit further away? Cuckoo's gonna come charging in with a double damage here. Can't afford to get stunned. Pops the Manta. Fiend Script coming out. 1437 might get that stolen. DJ with the cancel. Has the Fiend Script ready to go. Is it gonna go over on the Phantom Lancer? It will! The Nightmare comes out to cancel it, but still Envy charging forward. One more hit is gonna do it. 1437. Their base is in shambles. They don't have a creep wave. They've spent too much time on the Radiant side of the map.
It's fine. It's only the range racks. Alright, they'll push it out again. I mean, for what they accomplish, losing the range racks is a very small price to pay. Now Envy has the
They just wanted to get more, right? They were like, oh yeah, we just killed Phantom Lancer. Time to go push. Wait. But yeah.
No creep. Lincoln's is up now. Yeah, Envy is getting pretty big at this point, but it just feels like it's not enough, and he does queue up for the item that will make it enough, the Dateless.
Is this just like the I hope I don't roll any misses when I try and burst whoever I'm bursting? Like, I guess only the PL has evasion. Raven is working on a BKB. That always feels super bad as Tiny, right? You got a bunch of stats resistance. Pi is chasing after him to the ends of the earth. I think Pylite has had a really good game. The 2 FNATIC supports, I think, have been really keeping the minute in the last little bit in these last few engagements. Pi finding some really crucial pickoffs, and Abed now with the plus 40 strength, 3200 health. Sitting on the front lines. Cuckoo does not want to use this buyback. The Pip will not be able to force it. There is a glyph available as well. They could go for a toss back, but need to be careful of the immediate initiation of Universe. They've still got the vision up out of the high ground. They need to be cautious. Raven jumps out, tosses the Nightstorm Wave, and Envy just suddenly through everything! And Dunk just barely managed to get up the Spike Carapace, but Envy with the BKB finishes him off, and now they've got the Fiend Script once again! Oh, and the Phantom Lancer Cuckoo makes it out of it. Envy getting kited around somewhat. They get the silence out of the PL. Raven blinking around, Avatossing everything that he can. DJ taking damage, but they're onto the racks now. Envy making quick work of it. Glyph will get popped. God Strength is running out in a second. Abed almost has a follow-up Dragon Form. He did pop the first one under an Arcane Rune. Cuckoo coming in, but just can't seem to get the damage to stick. Needs his team there with the lockdown. Needs the lasso to land, but lasso on cooldown for 30. Cuckoo still on the front lines. Universe jumping in aggressively. Stun does catch up to Sam H. He's going to be able to force tap himself a little bit further back out. Cuckoo focusing on a DJ. This time around, Eternal Envy also going to end up getting dropped. Cuckoo finding momentum in this fight. Abed's in the midst of all of it. He's also got his BKB, popped the Dragon Form. Will just try and fight this one out. Universe also trying to help out the Cuckoo. Looks like he's just doing way too much damage. The red numbers are flying. Abed clearing the illusions decently, but Cuckoo just keeps on making more. Universe is next on the list. Triple kill for Cuckoo. And now Pylite Die might be the next one to fall. He doesn't want to lose this gem, but he's got no choice. Lasso gets dropped down. Raven finds the double, and with that, TNC find the full team wipe. Everybody on FNATIC has a buyback available, and the bottom lane is pushing in, so TNC should be able to force at least something, but man, that was a hectic fight.
I think the big problem in that fight was that... Oh, okay, buyback. Multiple buyback. They're getting a lot out of this. 4 buyback.
And the glyph.
Okay, I mean that was good for TNC. We saw multiple stuns that are used against the illusions of the PL, and I don't know exactly what Cuckoo did that led FNATIC to believe.
Stream is dead again. Oh god.
But I saw like, oh, the stream is dead. Alright, I'll turn it on. Should I turn it on?
Dire's middle tower is fallen.
Yeah, right.
Stream's back on. Sorry about that technical difficulty, but the base continues, and now we're gonna see PL being stunned up. Very, very tanky. Now Envy gonna go in. He's gonna pop the BKT.
Nice force down away. They're just wasting his time. They got the Phoenix Grip from miles away. 157 controlling him nicely. Abed coming over trying to cancel, but Envy might just be done. Cuckoo about to bring him down. That's Envy with the dieback. Cuckoo still wailing on everybody. They've got Blasto onto the Dragon Knight. They're working through him. Sand Nation now running forward. They get the Nightmare over onto DJ. It looks like Cuckoo should just be able to finish this game in one fell swoop. There's the ultra kill. The stream really chose the absolute worst time to die, huh?
I mean, look, we picked it up, and they call GG, and FNATIC.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. TNC will beat their arch nemesis of this week, I guess, and get sweet, sweet revenge.
Yeah. I mean, they do still have one more match to play. They're going to be moving on to the grand final.